he's embarrassing himself now. He's doing stuff which
Ed Boon
would never do. Like, he's now acting in a way that you can't associate him with
Ed Boon.
So much more money, but you can clearly tell that he's not been in a position where he's earned that money before, he's built something before, like he understands business and how to speak and how to communicate, like always coming out and explaining everything to these marks on the dirt sheets. Like, he should be above explaining every single inside thing in his business, and he should be above over promoting and under delivering. You should do the opposite, where you over deliver on a lesser promise. But I think they were just desperate.
I thought
Sora
was underwhelming. I mean, there's nothing wrong with catering to your fans because those are your hardcore fans and you sponsor goodwill, but I think he over caters to them and he forgets about the mainstream fans. He forgets about growing his audience, and he's more busy than keeping happy what's already there, which is going to be there anyways.
Well, that they said he said that was a last minute signing, but it's still it's still this assumption with this
don't
company.
Pump it up like it's something big, because it wasn't.
And you know,
this is what I was about to say. This big assumption that everybody who watches knows everything. That proves the point that they're going for the
Game Explain viewer.
This very, very small like minority of the
gaming
audience, and I don't understand. Like, I don't know who the guy is. So to me, it meant nothing. And I
play a lot of games.
Yeah.
I am over a month late on this. Rumbleverse is a game I have kept a close eye on despite never playing a single match. In September, there was an interesting update to the game, with the addition of a weapon known as the Key Bat. This is the rarest weapon in the game currently, allowing the user to perform multi-hit combos and fly across the map. Of course, it takes great inspiration from the Kingdom Hearts series, with the main protagonist, Sora, wielding the Key Blade. An Iron Galaxy employee talked about the inclusion of the Key Bat on Twitter, implying that both he and the man in charge were Kingdom Hearts fans and felt the weapon would expand upon the wielder's basic moves. So it's just a weapon. There is no Disney or Kingdom Hearts related content in Rumbleverse. If you ask me which was the better decision between the Key Bat in Rumbleverse and Sora in Super Smash Bros., 100 times out of 100, I am going to say the Key Bat. It shouldn't be hard to figure out why. The developers simply did not have to pay Disney for it. While yes, the game is being published by Epic Games, the same publishers as Fall Guys and Fortnite, there would be zero guarantee that the Kingdom Hearts IP would make any money for Rumbleverse. Even though the game is free to play and on multiple platforms and is available worldwide, how much money does the collective of fans need to spend in order for the move to be considered a profit? Kingdom Hearts is a forbidden IP, in my book. It's owned by Disney first and foremost, and anything regarding them is going to cost a fortune, especially in this modern day and age. You have other studios trying to make Disney and Marvel video and mobile games, and then they shut down soon after because they didn't get as much support that they hoped for. Fortnite and Fall Guys, however, are highly successful than many standalone Marvel and Disney free-to-play games, so at least Epic Games is aware of when they can and cannot go after the rights to franchises. Well, now you have a Disney IP that only Square Enix is allowed to use, meaning if Square Enix grants permission, they would either want the same compensation or they'll be okay with getting nothing from it. And of course they're not going to be okay with getting nothing from it. So you're basically paying double of what you're paying Disney, and it all has to do with an IP that hasn't even sold more than 35 million copies worldwide. Thus, it's a no-brainer why Epic Games and Iron Galaxy decide to not pay for a weapon they wanted. They didn't risk anything, so they didn't lose anything. They figured, let's just make this bat, and through social media and word of mouth, Kingdom Hearts fans will find their way to our product. And even with one new customer brought on board, that's already made far more money than having Sora in the actual product. That's a far better strategy to avoid having to pay a fortune that would possibly bankrupt the studio. And Sakurai, for those who are new to this channel, he doesn't invest. He didn't want Sora, and Sephiroth for that matter, in order to invest money and hope they turn profits. Because Sephiroth and Sora have no fanbase that hasn't already bought Super Smash Bros., they don't make any money. He bought very expensive toys for himself. Yes. He sees acquiring the rights to his favorite games as a feather in his cap and more worth it than trying to make a successful product. He wants to tell you, look at me. I got a Disney IP. I also got the worthless IP from Microsoft that you all wanted. I'm a god. Worship me. Nintendo brass need to sue him and make sure he never directs another Smash Bros. Game again. The fact he made that whole thing centered around him is all the proof they need to question him. Why? Since Sakurai used Nintendo's money for vanity, I think that should be illegal. A misuse of company funds for personal purposes is clearly illegal. It is unlawful to use company funds like a personal piggy bank. In legal terms, it is a breach of fiduciary duty to misuse funds, especially for one's own benefit. I am not sure if there is a similar law in Japan. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should, and the folks working on Rumbleverse at least know better. IP are not toys.